Good afternoon, everyone. I hope wherever you are, it's a pretty day. Here we are at the beginning of fall. Some places you may feel that, some places maybe you don't. Anyway, I'm Jan Boydson. This is my YouTube channel. I'm a children's author, but I also like to read children's books online. So today I found a lovely book, All We Need by Kathy Wolff, illustrated by Margaux Meganck. I don't know if I pronounced that right, Margaux, but it's a beautiful name. All we need, sometimes we think we need a lot. We're always thinking of the next thing we'd like to have. I think that is especially true in the US and maybe other developed nations. But, this book points out that maybe that we all need the same thing and that maybe we need less than we think we do. So anyway, all we need. Beautiful illustrations here. Look, someone sitting in the park. Looks like their mom, little brother or sister is close by, and this is what it says. All we need is what's found in the breeze, in the stillness of nothing, in the rustle of trees. When we take a deep breath, what's not seen but is there. All we need is, what is it? What do you think it is? Air. Right, is air. We all need air. Look, isn't that a beautiful drawing? What else do we need? All we need, I want you to see all of these beautiful illustrations. What do you think this one's going to be? You might can guess. All we need is what falls from above to fill up our glass and our bucket and tub, to drink to feel cool, to splash when it's hotter. All we need is, what is it? Could you guess? I bet you could. Is water. Look how joyful they are, playing in the water, drinking water. Water and air so far, the two things that we need. We'll keep track of the things we need. All we need. Look, they're kind of reading, aren't they? Enjoying being in the park outside for the day. All we need may be found in a book, in a welcoming classroom, or a curious look. We can try and may fail, but we'll gain in return. All we need is what? Can you guess this one? This one may be a little harder. Is to learn. Is to learn. Look, they're reading. Looks like they're looking at things, like looking at plants, learning. Lots of ways to learn, right? Lots of ways to learn. What else do we need? Now we've got three, right? What are they? Air, water, and to learn. Okay, what's this one? Look, they're all kind of riding and walking. Some of them are speaking to each other, waving to each other. All we need is a roof overhead, walls to surround us, a cover, a bed, a place to feel safe, a place we feel known. All we need is, what do you think it is? Is a home. Love this drawing. It shows that some people live in homes really close together, like an apartment. Some people live in houses a little more spread out. And some people live like out in the country where they've got a house and there aren't any other houses around. So now we've got what? Can we remember what we've got? We've got air, we've got water, we've got to learn, and we've got a home. So now we've got four. What else do we need? All we need, you're going to guess this one, aren't you? Look, they're cooking. They're having a good time together. All we need is a belly that's filled to give us the strength to grow and rebuild. Whether it's roasted or simmered or stewed, all we need is what? Food. Look at all the great food. And I love how diverse the different kind of food is here. So now we've got 5 things, don't we? Let's move on to 6. Oh, look how sweet this is. Look. Can you tell what this is? This one's harder to guess. All we need is a hug and a smile, a shoulder to lean on every once in a while. The comfort of knowing that love never ends. All we need is our family and friends. That's pretty important. Look at these beautiful families and friends. You know, I always saw children in the classroom hugging each other, or if they're walking down the hallway, hugging each other. That always made me feel so good. They knew each other. They wanted to know how they were doing, family and friends. And when we have found that we have all of these, when our cup trickles over, when we're well and at ease, when we have all we need, plus a little to spare. Look, what are they doing? Looks like they're putting some things together. Is to share. The sticker, I got this at the public library, but boy, you need to see this. Look, what are they doing? They're sharing a meal. They're in a community. They're talking. They're eating. Look, and the last drawing is, what are they doing? They're still sharing a piece of pie. I thought that was a beautiful book. Just briefly about our author. I love learning about authors, and this is Kathy Wolff. She lives in Oakland Park in Kansas with her husband, her 2 kids, and Mike the dog. She's the author of What George Forgot. So 2 books here, All We Need and What George Forgot. And that's illustrated by someone else. Margaux, Meganck, has lived in far-flung places all over the world, but now resides in Portland, Oregon, where all she needs is this cozy spot to watch the rainfall and someone lovely to laugh with, like her husband, Cody. She loves to draw and write about the world around her. She is also the author and illustrator of People Are Wild. So, writing a book and drawing about things that are important to us is a pretty cool thing to do. I'm sure all of you draw from time to time. So think about all that you need and do your own little picture book about that. I think this is a great idea. So I got this at my public library. I think this would go to my top 10, all that we need. I hope you have a great evening. I do hope you have all that you need. And I hope you take care of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.